Hi everyone, welcome back to Business Studies class. In last class we have seen about the functional structure, that is functional organizational structure. There we have learned the features, merits and demerits of your functional organizational structure. You know, we have one more type of organizational structure, that can be divisional organizational structure. So basic meaning you might be remembering. Function, if you divide the organization on the basis of function they perform, like marketing, finance, purchase, production, like this is called your functional organizational structure. But if you divide your organization on the basis of the product produced, for example, if you are coming out with different types of products and a single industry, you have a single industry within that particular under the single company's name, you are coming out with different products. Okay, so in that case what happens, you will be dividing the organization not on the basis of function but on the basis of product produced. As we have already discussed about Tata Company might come out with 5 different products, and all the 5 different products will be having a particular department. One department, for example, if they have some motors department, electrical department, they are coming out with some electronic goods or electrical goods, they will be having a separate department for that. All the related activities for that particular, to purchase, marketing, selling, finance of that particular product will be grouped as a particular department. That is what your divisional organizational structure we have seen. So in this class you will be learning the features, merits, demerits of divisional structure, and then we will be ending up this concept with knowing the difference between divisional and functional organizational structure. Yes, we'll start with the features. As you can see here, grouping of jobs based on product produced. The meaning itself says that. So when I say divisional organizational structure, or you can say divisional structure, it means your entire organization is divided on the basis of product produced. So when I say Tata Company comes out with 5 different products, so you will be dividing the organization into 5 departments, and each department will be having all the functions. In one department you will be having all the functions like production, marketing, sales, purchase, stores, okay, finance. All the departments of that particular product will be grouped in your that particular department. Okay, that is what. So we say that it is not grouping of jobs on based of functions, it is grouping of jobs based on your product produced. Then next, separate department for each major product. So that is what, in general, if you are coming out with the same line of products, see, as I said, even Tata Company may come out with the food products. In food products, again they might have different ranges, like they come out with the tea powders, they come out with the toffees, they may come out with the bars, they might come out with the chocolates, cookies, like that, different they might, but all comes under what? Food line. So all the products, that is called different range. Product line is food. Under that you have different ranges. This you will be learning in your marketing chapter, but you just try to understand. Even similarly, if they come out with the electrical goods or electrical equipments, so different types of equipments they come out, but the division is called electrical department or electronic department if they come out with such goods. Okay, that will be grouped as one product. Okay, a single product line will be having again ranges. So everything will be made as a separate department depending upon major product. Then third point says every department acts as multifunctional unit. As I said, in each department we have divided the organization on the basis of product produced. So for every product we need all the functions, like to produce every product we need raw material. So you will be having purchase department. Every product has to be changed in another form, so it need production department. So every department will be having production function. Like that, all the functions like your marketing, finance, stores, then sales, then production, all will be present in all the different departments. Is it clear? Then last says each department acts as a profit center. As we are dividing the organization on the basis of product produced, we can easily identify what is the profit from a particular product. For example, when Tata company comes out with 5 different types of product line, one is food line, one is electronic, one is electrical, and one is gold, and one is like food items. Okay, if they come out with all these types, so each department acts as a separate profit center. They can easily know what is the profit and loss of electrical department of Tata company, electronic department of Tata company, gold, that is Tanishq, like that they might be having some other outlets. From that, what is the profit? Like this, easily it can be counted. Hence, we say it is a particular profit center. But compare with your functional structure, there what happens? The purchase of all the 5 products will be under one department. Then it becomes difficult to know from where you are making profit and from where you are gaining, you are facing a loss. It becomes difficult. So one of the greatest advantage of this particular type of organization structure is you can easily identify the profit center, and it acts as a profit center because through every department you are yielding something. But in function department, what happens? Through purchase department you don't gain anything, only spending. Through finance department, only spending. Through production department, only spending. But see, in marketing, in sales department, there they will be gaining, because literally they will be selling the goods, but they are produced by someone. Raw materials are bought by purchase department, finance is given by finance department, but those department will not act as a revenue part. Only your marketing, your sales department will be having the revenue. That is, they'll sell the product, and the money what the customer pay, it will be to the sales department and then forwarded to the finance department. There we can see it cannot act as a profit center. But in divisional structure, what happens? Every product will be having its own purchase department, its own finance, its own marketing. So each department can easily come out what profit I am gaining from my product. So these are the features of your divisional structure. Now we'll see the advantages. So each division can work as an independent unit. That's true, because we know that all the functions concerned about a particular product will be done in that department only. So everyone are independent. They are not dependent. See, but functional, what happens? Same product marketing will be under one head. Same products sales will be under another head. It will be like this. Okay. So independently they cannot act. But in your divisional structure, every department can act independently. Each division gets adequate freedom. That is, because of their independency, they will be getting freedom to take decisions. And division manager becomes expert in their area. See, for example, I am a general manager of food items of Tata. I will be expert in all the different product ranges of my department, because I will be one who will be looking after everything. I will be looking after marketing, I will be looking after purchase, I will be looking after finance, everything. So I will become expert. Repeatedly I will be doing, because I will be concerned for my department entire functions. So I will become expert. Is that clear? But in purchase, what happens? I will be perfect in only purchase. If I am a general manager of purchase under functional structure, I will be expert in only purchase. I will be knowing nothing about marketing. But what happens in your divisional? Under single head, purchase activity will be going on, marketing activity will be going on, all the activities which are required will be going on under single head. Hence you become expert. Removes need for direct supervision of division by corporate managers. So here the supervision may be less compared to your functional structure. Divisional management improves use of resources generally, because they are completely dependent, it acts as a profit center. They will be taking more care of their resources. Timely and effective decisions can be made. Yes, because they are having independent, they are free, no need to take consent. For example, functional structure, what happens? As a purchase department, if I want to make any decision, production manager, if I want to take decision, I have to consult the finance manager there. If you don't agree, my decision cannot be approved. But in divisional, what happens? It is only me under whom all the activities are going on. If I say okay, purchase, finance, everything goes on. Is that clear? Hence, generally we say timely and effective decision. Then comes disadvantages. As we know, all the concepts will be having disadvantages. Similar like that, we will be seeing the disadvantages of divisional structure. It is not suitable for small organization. So if your organization, if your scale of business is small, but you are coming out with different products, the quantity what you produce will be less, but you will be coming out with different types of product. In such a situation, this structure is not suitable because it is expensive. In all the departments I am doing on a small scale basis, I come out with different product line and different product ranges, but also I cannot go for divisional because it becomes huge cost. Is it clear? Because all the departments should have all the functions. That is what duplication of activity. So in as we have taken the example of Tata, in product line also you will be having purchase, in electronic line also you will be having purchase, in electronic also you will be having purchase, in gold also you will be having purchase. Like this same purchase activity is there in 4 departments, all the departments. So it becomes duplicacy of action. That is what your second point says. Duplication of activities may happen in different divisions. That is what happens, and it becomes huge cost, hence it is not suitable. When each division is engaged in independent service, cost may increase. The same point it says. Then headquarters find it difficult to control each division. Then the ultimate head, it becomes difficult for him to have a control over this, because I'll be responsible for everything. I don't interfere anyone into my activity. Then what happens? It becomes difficult to my superior to have control over me, because there will be no one who can give the information, because everything will be under my control. But what happens in functional? I will be responsible only for one activity, not for the entire product. So if I hide something also, someone can leak out that. That does not happen here, because everything will be under my control. Hence, the main people, that is the headquarters, or the ultimate people, will be finding difficult to have control over each division. Last, when each divisional manager safeguards his interest alone, he ignores the common goal of organization. Generally, as we know, single man or single activity does not give success to an organization. It is a group activity. Okay, but I will be concerned only about my product. I don't coordinate. If at all necessary also, I don't coordinate. I ignore everything. All other departments I ignore. I ignore the division of gold. I ignore the division of electronic, electricals, whatever it may be. I will be concerned only about my food line. Then what happens? The overall organization goal may not be achieved. I may achieve, because my division acts as a profit center. I may achieve the goal, but not the organization. Right? So these are the disadvantages of your divisional structure. Then we'll see the comparative state, like the difference between your functional and divisional. So it's important, you have to understand. If you can see the point of difference, it helps you to know the difference. So how it is formed? Basically, functional structure based on functions, that is marketing. These are the functions, right? Marketing, finance, production. Whereas your divisional structure is formed depending upon the products produced. If you come out with a single product, generally you don't have an option of divisional structure at all. You will be going with function itself. It is only when you come out with a multiple products, generally you have an option of going with the divisional structure. Then also you can decide whether you want to go or not. But if you come out with a single product, generally you don't have an option of divisional structure, because it is dividing the organization on the basis of product lines, that is product produced. Then comes specialization. If you have a functional organization, functional structure of organization, your employees will be functional specialists. That is, someone will be specialist in marketing, someone will be specialist in purchase, someone will be specialist in production. Okay, if you have functional. But if you have a divisional structure, I'll be specialized about a particular product, because under a single head, all the activities will be going on. Say, to produce and to sell a product and to make a product, to make a profit through one product, all activities are required. Purchase should be good, marketing should be good, finance should be good, production has to be good, all the things, right? Under division structure, what happens? A single general manager will be having control over everything. He'll be making decision about all the things. So he becomes perfect about that particular product. He knows how to get the raw materials for that product. He knows how to raise the finance for that product. He knows how to produce that product. Even he knows how to market that product, and he knows how to sell and take a revenue from that particular product. Hence we say functional structure leads to functional specialization of employees, whereas divisional structure leads to product specialization of employees. Then comes responsibility. Difficult to fix on departments and easy to fix on fixed responsibility. See, when it is a matter of responsibility, what happens in your functional structure, though I deal with different product, I'll be concerned only about marketing because I'm the head of marketing. Though I deal with all the providing finance to all the different products of my company, I'll be limiting myself only to provide the finance. I don't think about purchase, production, whatever with me. So it becomes to the headquarters or the ultimate people to fix responsibility on departments, because they will be responsible only part. Okay, but under your division structure it becomes easy. I can call to only general manager of one product and I can give entire responsibility, and because he is responsible of all function, he'll take up that responsibility. In matter of function, what happens, I might be purchasing right raw material for the goods, but the production department could not produce in a right way, so I cannot take up the responsibility of good products, quality products, because raw materials are very important. So I have purchased good raw materials, but by using good raw materials you should come out with a quality product, the production department, but they failed in that. So how can I take up the responsibility over that? As a head of purchase, I'll be not taking that responsibility. But what happens in your division structure, as I am the only person who is responsible for all the things, it's easy for my headquarters or my ultimate authority to fix responsibility on myself. But if it is a matter of cost, amount, spending in your organization, your functional structure will be economical, whereas your divisional structure will be costly. Because in functional structure, what happens, duplication of functions will not be there. Purchase of all the products will be done under one department called purchase. But in divisional structure, what happens, different divisions will be having same purchase department. Say for example, if you are coming out with product A, B, C, D, in all the A, B, C, D departments you should have purchase. In all the A, B, C, D departments you should have marketing, production, like this. It becomes difficult. Costly. Coordination. Difficult for multi-product company, whereas it is easy. This we have discussed. Coordination within the department will be there, but within the department will be there, but between the departments is not possible in case of your functional structure. Okay. And the last even that becomes easy in your divisional structure, because everyone will be under single head. Okay. Last, and managerial development. So under function structure, as we have seen, it gives only the development of employees only limited, that is limited scope for development, because of only they'll come out with the single function, whereas the scope is more in your production divisional structure, because a single head will be going out with a different functions, like your marketing, like sales, production, and also their managerial development, his efficiency and his specialization will be more compared to your functional structure. So see this chart, even it is given in your notes. As I said, always go with the chart. When you go with the explanation, when you try to understand the explanation, see the chart, so that it will be helpful for you to grasp the things easily. So here we will be ending this concept called structure, organizational structure. So just I want to have a small recap. We have seen organizational structure as fixation, that is lines of authority, right? So we have two types, like functional and divisional. So we have seen features, merits and demerits of functional structure, and even features, merits and demerits of divisional structure. And lastly, we are ending up with knowing the difference between functional and divisional structure. So even the chart is very important. Try to practice the chart too. Hope you will do so. Till we meet in our next class with a new concept. Take care. Bye bye.